it time for illegal ham in the face? But bro, where's the banjo?
Some sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face, talking all Cleveland sports and, of course, food on our semi-famous Fat Boy Thursday. Here are your hosts, Fatty and Big Bry.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into another episode of Illegal Ham in the Face. Just a heads up for everybody, this show is pre-recorded. Brian and I are doing it on a Tuesday night, not our normal live spot on Thursday, but it will come out on Thursday as you're watching. Tonight, we will not have a Fat Boy Thursday tonight. We're just going to kind of dive in through the Browns news and everything that's kind of hit through today. But as we always say at the beginning of the show, we want to thank Harold Keel, Laker APA for our sponsor. Also, City Dogs Cleveland for our sponsor. Also, Network 216 for letting us do our shenanigans on there. And Bry, how's it going, big fella?
Another great day. Another day closer to football season. So, you know me. Hey, it's beautiful out. We still got the nice weather. And, yeah, at least we got preseason to talk about. I don't know how much you really want to talk about it, but or how much we can gauge from what happened. But, you know, I get pumped for it regardless.
Well, I know. I texted you as soon as it started happening. I'm like, bud, you had a weekend of football. First time in a while, a whole weekend of football. How did you handle it this weekend, bud?
We had a lot of stuff going on, but I made sure to carve out some time to watch the Browns. So I probably watched 70% of the game, I would say. Okay. So you know, some good, some not so good, but it's really hard to really, you know, decipher what really matters. You know, what did the Browns go 4-0 the year that we went 0-16? So
yes, we
that
were.
Tells you all you need to know right there.
Preseason champs.
Right. Yep. That's how much that matters.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we didn't really get into some shout outs last week because it was kind of like a little chaotic, especially with me without power. I do have power back. I'm back up in Fat Boy Studios. We are all good.
Nice.
You know, want to thank the generator for all of its hard work over the few days that we were without power. Also, all the linemen out there, you know, busting their humps to get a lot of this stuff done. Like, I didn't realize I went and played pool on Sunday, Bry, and they were telling me that 130th right there between Pearl and Brook Park was completely shut down because there's telephone poles down everywhere. I said, are you kidding me? Because I just came from there. They're like, so it's open now. I'm like, yeah. They're like, yeah, it wasn't even open yesterday. So that's how quick these guys are getting stuff done. So thank you to all those guys. Brad, you got any shout outs this week, brother?
Yeah, I missed one last week. Like you said, it was a little chaotic at the beginning. So got a birthday shout out for my niece, Adeline. Celebrated her, oh boy, I'm going to butcher this, 9th birthday. Ooh. On August 7th. So I just saw her last week. Actually saw her on her birthday. They were heading back to Chicago. So I meant to shout her out starting. Oh, again, I shouldn't be backing myself into this corner. I want to say 4th grade, maybe.
Should be about right. The boys are getting
3rd grade,
4th grade, 3rd or 4th.
4th grade. How old are the boys?
Boys are 11. They're in 6th grade.
6th grade. So 4th grade's about 9. Okay. All right. We'll go with that. Lock it in.
Speaking of grades and everything else, dude, can you believe that school starts for my kids next week? Like, where the hell is this summer gone?
Oh, some kids are already back in school. It's crazy.
I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, me and my wife were talking about it. I'm like, she's like, yeah, that's why I said I'd tell you about the orientation because we got orientation tomorrow night. And she goes, yeah, we got orientation. I'm like, already? She's like, yeah, they start school next Tuesday. I'm like, shut up. No, they don't. Like, it just like left my mind of like school starting back up. Yeah. So, yeah, God, Brian, I can't believe school's starting back up.
Yeah, get ready or not. Here it comes. So are they going to a different school going in 6th grade or same school?
Same school, different floors. So they have like different floors at their school. So like the first floor is for like kindergartners and 1st grade. Second floor is for 2nd and 3rd grade. fourth or third floor is fourth and fifth, and then the top floor is older kids. So they'll be there until 8th grade, and then we have a decision to make, Bri. And pretty much what we are going to do is get a Yahtzee dice set and roll and see what we get. Because at that point in time, they can kind of pick and choose where they want to go to high school.
Call up your boy Romeo Cornell. See how he would handle it.
Well, that's why I wanted to do the dice instead of the coin flip, because at least with the dice, we can come close. With the coin flip, I might have to send one kid one way and another kid the other.
Oh, that's right. I got you.
Never know. You never know who you're going to start with that coin flip, Brian.
So I got one more shout out. I forgot. And good thing I remembered. So we had the lemonade stand this weekend.
Yes.
And one of my buddies was supposed to help. He came down with COVID. Unfortunately, wasn't able to do it. So my wife put it out on social media. And our boy, our listener, my buddy Nick Wallace, stepped right up, said, "Hey,
nice.
I'll help you out. No questions asked." He showed up. He worked his tail off. It doesn't stop. I'm telling you, this event is just go for 5-6 hours, and he did an awesome job. So shout him out. He's got some stuff coming up. Maybe I'll let you in a little bit later, but yeah, definitely thinking about him. And yeah, like I said, I didn't even think about it. He's like, "Hey, I got you."
Yeah, I've seen some of the posts and everything. I've been following that. We do have to announce, Bri, fantasy football. We said that we announce it tonight. All right, so here is the wrinkle for the Illegal Ham to the Face Fantasy Football League. We are going to do a PPR league. All right, I believe defense and kicker are coming back. I have to make sure with Big Man. But the one wrinkle this year, which I'm kind of excited about, Bri, you have to start one rookie. One rookie you have to start. So it doesn't matter if it's quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, whatever. You have to start one rookie this year in your starting lineup. So it's going to be a fun time, Bri. It's going to be interesting. Let's just put it that way. Might as well just get your rookie right out of the gate, right in first pick, and then just.
Well, yeah, right. Trying to think of what rookies might be coveted. Certainly, you could do a lot worse than some of these rookie quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. What other stud? Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors. I'm sure that probably vaults them into the first or second round because they'll be highly coveted. I can't think of any rookie running backs. I think maybe the Panthers got a pretty good one, Jonathan Brooks or something like that.
Yeah.
So
we'll have to
tight end, maybe like a throwaway position. Maybe get tight end,
or at least get a couple points out of it.
Brock Bowers. He'd be up there.
That'd be a good pickup, Bri. I didn't even think about him. So that's the wrinkle for the Illegal Ham to the Face. Bri, I'll get the list and everything together. We have to set up a draft here very, very soon because it's starting. Bri football's right around the corner, so.
We got to figure out the participants first. Like, are we just running it back, you think? Or
well, let's run it back for now. And if somebody cannot make it or doesn't sign up, then we'll take care of it from there. We'll figure out, an extra spot.
Well, maybe we can text them. Yeah. Text everybody, say, "Hey, you in or you out?" That way we're not just like sitting around waiting to hear. Or waiting for somebody to sign up and we can be proactive. But yeah, maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll have some spots given away.
Now, as the admin, do you have all the names or do I need to come up with some of the names?
What, for the emails and stuff like that to send to the invites?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, they're all just, the people that played last year, they're still in the system. So
okay, so
all I have to do is reactivate league and it'll send them an email.
Okay. So write down those names, Bri, so that we know, and I'll start texting them out. Send them to me via text, and we'll get them start texting out because I know Harold. We had Craig Foster, Laura,
Big Man,
Lauren, Big Man,
Phillips,
Joe Bear.
Did Joe? Yeah, Joe played last year.
Joe Bear,
Mark,
Nick, Chris. So we have a lot. So we'll figure it out. We'll get everything situated. We'll let you guys know here within the next, probably before next show, what's going on because we'll have to get everything kind of situated there.
Sure.
All right. All right, Brian, you ready to head into our trivia, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland?
You know it.
Now, some news from City Dogs this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, $21. I think, next weekend. I think it's next weekend. $21 adoptions. Cannot go wrong with that. Please help them out. Kennels are full. We do have Jory here again this week as our city dog. I even got a little video of him, Brian. Take a look at this little video I found on him on TikTok.
Well, everybody's got their little slice of heaven. Mine's in the Georgia pines.
Just a happy boy right there.
Dude.
So if you can, please go adopt Jory. Let them know that the Ham Boys sent you. Look at that sleepy face right there. Great cause they do there, Brian. Great cause. Also, check them out here this weekend for the Browns game. Section 121. Go get you some City Dog stuff there in the dog pound. They will be there serving up stuff. All proceeds help them out. So please go check them out there. Now, Brian, you and I talked a couple weeks ago, and you asked me, you guys speak to me like this. Explain to me what a bullpen is.
I know what a bullpen is. I don't know
How good all
advanced-
the ins and outs and everything
right.
else.
The advanced analytics. What does this mean? What is a whip? I guess I kind of understand, but
So, Brian, they have had, here we go, 58 games that they have led after the sixth inning.
okay.
What's the win-loss record of those 58 games?
Well, Clase has how many saves? 39 now?
36, I think. 36, 37.
36. So, all right. So you said how many games? 58.
58. But hey,
all right.
this is after the sixth inning. It's not just Class A closing it out.
No,
This
I know,
is a
but I'm
lead
saying
after the sixth inning.
there's 30, however many saves Class A had. Those are wins, and those are games where we had the lead after that inning. So that's 30 something.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so you're right. So come up with that. We will bump into Cleveland headlines news right now, and boom. Your Cleveland headlines for the night. Your Cleveland Guardians did split the series in Minnesota, still 3 games up in the Central. Still, what are they? Still the best record in baseball at like 70-49 or something like that. Still playing great. Had a couple of hiccups, came back. Right now they're playing the Cubs. They hell of a game last night for the Cubs game, 9-8 last night. Right now they are tied 1-1 going into the 6th inning with one of our pitchers that is starting. Matthew Boyd is starting tonight, and Bry, he's got like 6 strikeouts already.
Wow.
Only gave up 1 run. Yeah, 6 strikeouts. They put Avila in after him, so he went a little over 5 innings after coming off of Tommy John surgery and gave them good 5 innings. So that's what's going on with the Guards right now. Stay tuned with them. They're definitely going to be in a hunt. Kansas City is not going away, and neither is Minnesota. So it's going to be probably a dogfight all the way to the end. But Bry, team still keeps chugging. We had a whole week where they lost pretty much an entire week of games and still have a 3-game lead in the Central. So got to keep cheering them on, go out to the stadium, have some fun with them. Now, I do have to ask, Brian, are you still kind of like bitter towards the Cubs because of 2016? Or are you just kind of like, okay, that team's not even that team anymore, so not really?
Yeah, I really don't think about. I mean, I'm sure some people are, and it's probably a case by case basis. But for me, I don't. Yeah, I don't. It's not like the Warriors where, well, Steph's still there, Clay's still there. You know, Bryant's long gone. Rizzo's a Yankee. Trying to think who else killed us there. Who was the pitcher that they had that couldn't throw it to first base? John Lester.
Lester, yeah.
Yeah. Guys like that, and the fact that you just don't see him very often. Playing in the National League, so I don't know if I have that hate for the Cubs like I do maybe some other teams in other sports. But yeah, it was nice to get a win last night because we should. The Cubs aren't that good, I don't think.
No.
But yeah, just getting these last 3 wins has been huge because, like you said, they've been in a tailspin for a while. But the good news is, I think the Guardians' remaining schedule is pretty easy, and it sounds like the Royals have a pretty tough gauntlet for the last month and a half. I'm not sure what the Twins' schedule looks like, but hey, it sounds like advantage us. Now we just got to go out there and do it.
Right now, Jesus, he did it again. Guardians are up 2-1. John Kinsey Noel hit another home run again. God,
Wow.
that guy's coming out of nowhere, Bri. He hit 2 last night. It's been kind of crazy. I love that guy. They call him Christmas because of his last
Big
name,
Christmas.
obviously.
Yeah, big Christmas. I
big
like
Christmas.
it. Yeah, he's like a little Josh Naylor. It's all or nothing. Home run or strikeout.
Except from the right side. So we got a left side and a right side now.
Maybe that's what baseball is nowadays.
Sorry,
with
Bri.
launch angles. And hey, it doesn't bother me. If you're winning games, home runs are fun. It's just it can get frustrating when all you need is a single and they're swinging for the fences. But
Now, Bri,
it's working for them.
So now that we're talking about home runs, I got to pick your brain a little bit. Have you ever caught a home run ball?
No,
Like in
I
your
never caught a foul ball. I might have had a player to throw me a ball when I was younger, but yeah, never caught a foul ball, never caught a home run ball. My brother-in-law Josh almost got one about a month ago. He was out in right field, and I think he made it to Sports Center on a home run, and he's just selling out, going after it, and kind of went right off his hands. So he sent not my brother-in-law, sorry, my brother's brother-in-law, Josh. So we're all kind of in a text exchange together. So sent the video on over, and yeah, it was he had it. He had it right. He went for it, and maybe if you brought a glove to the game, I know there's still quite a bit of people that bring gloves. I got a cousin who, whenever she goes to a game, she'll bring a glove, and people make fun of her, but it comes in handy when you need it. Right now, it's tougher, I guess, with the nets down the sidelines, or down the foul lines. But hey, any way you can get it at this point is pretty special.
Well, with that, they still kind of hit them over those nets, which is still kind of nice.
Oh yeah, right.
Not getting that 108 off the bat line drive right at you anymore. It's kind of saving you a little bit, but I think I've only caught one, and I think it was a foul ball. That was kind of it. Like I've never caught a home run. I've been close to them, but of course you always that one guy that's like 6'8" that just comes out of nowhere, like LeBron, and just sucks it right down in. Barehanded, didn't even spill the beer, nothing. Hot dog in his mouth. Like, oh, of course you caught it.
Can't hate on that. That's a hell of a play. Yeah, I've been in the bleachers a few times and had them close. I don't know if they've been super close to me though. But yeah, just really, I can't think of a time where I was really super close to getting one and just didn't happen. It's just 10 rows in front of me, 10 seats to the right, or it's pretty special when you can get it.
All right, well, let's get into some Browns news, Bri, because we got a lot of it. So first,
not all good.
It's definitly not all good.
More bad than good at this point.
The Cleveland Browns released John Kelly, who's been here a couple years as a running back. I kind of figured this was going to happen with Strong and Foreman and all those kind of guys here. So, and Ford, somebody was going to have to bite the bullet on that one. Did I
see he signed with? Did he sign with Baltimore or something?
Probably.
He signed with somebody.
I mean, he's an okay running back. I mean, he's a body for training camp.
Right.
Nick Harris is back now as a Cleveland Brown after. Man, did you see that hit on Weipler?
I didn't see it. No, I saw him cart him
Oh.
off the field.
He got
somebody
rolled
roll up on him.
rolled up on him, broken ankle, out for the year.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for him, Brian. I mean, it was probably the second play of the game when it happened too. It was like, but we did
Kind
get
of
Nick Harris.
Yeah,
like
kind
Nick
of
Harris.
ironic.
Yeah,
Right.
just like Nick Harris coming back.
Nick Harris lost his job to Posick on the first drive of a preseason game. Now he's back with the Browns because somebody got hurt pretty much the exact same way. Now, I didn't see the details of it. Do we have to trade for him?
We did. So we swapped picks with him. So
He signed with Seattle or something?
He signed with Seattle. So what we did
Okay.
is we got Nick Harris back, and then I think we swapped like a 6th or 7th with him.
It's not bad.
So I mean, it's it's guy that's familiar with the offense, familiar with
Sure.
the guys coming back.
Right. Yeah,
I
like it.
Also, we got news that Watson is cleared for contact now. Kevin Stefanski came out with that. Now, he is not playing this preseason game. It was announced that he will play the 3rd game against Seattle because they are doing the joint practice right now in Minnesota. So he's going to get his kind of reps in through that. Also, Minnesota joint practices. Let's see here. Oh, yep, there's the other one. That's a bad one right there. Mike Hall Jr. got arrested in Avon. Not good news all around. I don't want to go into kind of details of what happened because it's messed up. Let's just put it that way. It's messed up. You're a man, probably shouldn't be doing some of those things, especially the way it happened. But also, I don't know him, don't know the situation, Bry, especially what was going on that day. But he was arrested and released now. Authorities going through. So, Bry, I mean, with the Mike Hall stuff, I mean, we both heard what we've heard. How do you feel about the whole Mike Hall being arrested?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You don't know how to feel because if he is guilty of what he's being accused of, it's a terrible, terrible thing. At this point, you have to say allegedly because we don't know. You hope, due process, and you hope the Browns don't jump to any major conclusions. I know right now it's a very energized situation. It's a hot button, but yeah, just let due process work its way out. You suspend him, whatever. Suspend him he might be in jail. Who knows right now? He probably is.
He got released out, so he got bonded
okay.
out. So he's out.
So
of
you
jail.
suspend him, keep him away from the building. You want nothing to do with him right now. Let due process run its course, and then, hey, if he's guilty, then you got a tough decision to make. If he's innocent, okay, and it was just blown out of proportion, then you move forward there. If he's guilty, guys have been cut for a lot worse or a lot better stuff. So this is pretty serious stuff what he's being accused of, and if you don't know, Google it or go on the message boards or something. It's pretty easy to find. But yeah, I mean, as far as the Browns are concerned, I don't think it really hurts them that much. I've been thinking now for the last couple weeks, and I know, me being the Michigan fan and this being an Ohio State guy, you think maybe I'm biased or something, but not even thinking about Mike Hall, the Ohio State defensive tackle, just thinking like now, okay, we drafted a defensive tackle in the 2nd round. I don't really know if we needed a defensive tackle in the 2nd. Like, what is he right now? He's the 5th defensive tackle on the depth chart.
I think the 4th.
Like, I can think of, so I got there. We have veterans. We're littered with veterans at defensive tackle. We got Tomlinson, we got Jefferson, we got Hurst, and we got Harris.
I get it, but
so we got 4 defensive tackles that are veterans. Like, we really didn't need to waste that high of a pick, at least for this year.
Yeah, but okay, so you say that, Brian, but those guys that you're talking about, the veterans that you're talking about, are older guys, Brian.
All right.
And it's a younger guy that you can kind of develop behind those veterans. And I understand like a 2nd round pick on it, but they were very high on him as I think they had him as a 1st grade or a first round grade.
And
Browns,
but you hear that about pretty much
Oh,
every
yeah.
deep,
Oh, no,
every
no, no, I
second
get
rounder. Oh, we had him as a first rounder.
Yeah.
But I'm not like Ohio State fans are gonna take it on me because
well, of course.
my allegiance. But I'm not even speaking about this guy in particular. I'm just saying the position. The way I look at it, you have 4 solid defensive tackles and really 5 because you drafted one in the 3rd round last year. So you should be, we know how much the Browns love their draft picks. You really have 5 solid, guys that hopefully you can count on. Why did you really have to take a swing? And I know if he hits, it doesn't matter. If he's a great player, you take him where that's what we always hear, draft the best available player. So maybe that's what the Browns thought. Maybe the Browns thought this guy's special. We have to get him now. And if that's the case, then so be it. But if we're just like looking for a guy that can be eventually a starter, I think maybe you drafted him maybe 1 year too early. And we'll get into our concerns with the team in a little bit, but like I look at that wide receiver room and I see Amari Cooper and I see a lot of question marks. So it would have been nice. Looking back now, obviously this Mike Hall situation kind of muddies the whole thing. It makes it easy to say, but just there's so many question marks in the wide receiver room. I wish they would have taken a swing at a guy, even if we don't count on him this year. Hopefully he'll be ready by next year. So I mean, having time to sit back and look at it, like I said, not even talking about this one guy in particular, just talking about the position, defensive tackle in the 2nd round. We have so many veterans at that room. I think it's going to be fine. I don't think this Mike Hall situation really affects the Browns at all for this year, really. I mean, if he hit and if he popped and if he could contribute this year, great. But it's almost like we really don't need him.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with you, Brian. I see where you're coming from with that. And that, I'm still an Ohio State homer, but I 100% agree where you're coming from. Like it was like a plethora of riches when we drafted him because it was like, okay, we got another guy at depth. So in case somebody goes down to injury, we got another guy at depth. So I get it. Brian, during the preseason game, we finally got to see our first look at the new kickoff rule. Did you see it? Do you like it? Are you okay with it? Like, how do you feel about the new kickoff rule?
Yeah, so I like it. I'm excited for where it might be. I think maybe people got a little too excited, and maybe it's preseason, like we've talked. Everything's vanilla. You're not really trying your gadgets and everything like that, and that's what I think eventually it might become is guys just trying to outsmart the other special teams coaches. But from what I saw, like everything is just kind of guys are right there, so nobody's really going to get out of position in the 10 yards that you have to run before you hit the blocker. So everyone's going to kind of like follow the ball. And I guess maybe if somebody can is fast enough to get around the edge, maybe that might be a difference maker. But from what I can see, you got 10 guys just, muddying it up and just creating a pile right where the ball's going to be. And, you'd have to get lucky or break a couple tackles to really see something really go the distance. But I don't know, maybe I'd have to go back and watch more XFL tape and see kind of how it evolved. But at least through one weekend of watching a couple different games, yeah, that's kind of what I saw, like a little underwhelming, just because everyone's right there, so close to the ball, and in decent position to where at least there's just not enough space, for these giant holes to open up. But maybe that'll change in the regular season.
Yeah, and plus you got to think everybody's kind of not showing their cards right now because it is preseason.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
so you got all that. So Brian, what are some of your takeaways from this preseason game? Like one of my big takeaways is I finally got to see DTR come back. Actually looked really good. Went 9 for 10. Well, like I said, it's preseason though. I was kind of concerned about how the offense looked a little bit for first preseason game because they were not running the ball well at all, Bri. And that was kind of like our staple of Kevin Stefanski is we're going to run the ball and then do play action. They didn't run the ball well at all. I mean, how do you feel about that? And what are some takeaways from the preseason game that you liked?
Yeah, it was disappointing. I mean, whenever you play, whenever you step out on the field, you want to at least compete. And there were times where it was like the Browns almost weren't competing. They gave up that big pass play early going to Jordan Love, and you hope that Ronnie Hickman isn't in one-on-one coverage with the wide receiver too often. But if he is, maybe now we have some concerns because he kind of got toasted there. But again, it's preseason. Guys are trying different things. I try not to get too high or too low based on preseason. As we talked earlier, the Browns going 4-0, then 0-16. So, when you look at that, it's kind of hard. You can take some stuff away. You don't want to get your doors blown off, and that's kind of how it looked at times this game. But hopefully that lights a spark and gets it going. But yeah, you don't have your best players. Your best players are going to win you games. Myles Garrett's not out there. Myles Garrett's going to win you games. How many starters really played? I think I heard 4 of 22.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what the 4. Did Dwan Jones play? I think he did, didn't he?
I think he came in for a little bit. I know that Devin Bush got in on defense. Good God, who else? I know they're still keeping Jed Wills out. Conklin's out.
Oh, yeah. Jed Wills, Conklin, Batonio. Teller might have played. Did Teller play?
I don't remember offhand, Bri. I really
Teller
don't.
Posick. I know.
I was watching more of, like, it's football. It's the first game. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be stupid shit going on. And we both know that's going to happen. So you can't really even gauge off the first game of, like, what's going to happen. But it was like, okay, football's back. Yay. And then you sit there and look at it and going, okay, you're getting your doors blown off. It's 30 to, okay, all right. Green Bay came to play. Obviously, we still got some shit we got to work on.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see someone pop on offense anyways. I think, what the heck's his name? Diabate, who played well.
Yes.
Who played well last preseason. I think he had a pretty good game. He's kind of undersized, though. Yeah, Thrash made a play. So that's kind of what you're looking for. The camp standouts, and it might not mean anything. Last year, what was it? Austin Watkins had an unbelievable preseason, and he never saw the field at all in the regular season. Yeah. And same thing with John Kelly. We know in the past has looked really good and never even made the team. So yeah, it's fun to get excited about these guys. What it really effect it has on your season, I don't think a whole lot, but hey, like we said, it's football. It whets the appetite, at least for a little bit.
Yeah. And speaking of season upcoming, Bri, I mean, we talked about it. Bri, what are some concerns you have about this season? Now, you and I both talked about this. We'll do like 3 or 4 concerns. What do you want to do? 3 or 4 concerns?
I got 3 down. Okay, it's up to you. If you got a 4th, though, you go for it.
I got a 4th. Do you want to go like back and forth, one of each, or because I have a feeling we might have the same thing?
Right. It's up to you. We can. Why don't you run down your list of 4? Do you have like 4 to 1?
Yes.
Okay, you run down your list of 4 because ours might be similar, like you said. So if something you got is on my list, I'll let you know. Oh, hey, that's my number 2, and then we can talk about it.
All right. So number 4 for me, linebacker room. Other than JOK, there is a lot of 1-year deals. That linebacker room for me, I got a little bit of concerns until I can see it on the field. It's just the way it is, how it's set up. JOK, I'm okay with. He had a great year last year, but we got former first rounders, Devin Bush. We got Jordan Hicks, who has not played yet because he's been injured. And that linebacker room still kind of scares me a little bit. Number 3 for me.
Right. I didn't have linebacker, but I would agree with your sentiments there. I'm concerned with it because of the depth, really more than anything. Like you said, JOK, Hicks is getting older, so you hope he can kind of do what he's done the last few years. But he is getting older, so if he takes a step back, then we're really leaning on Devin Bush, who's kind of been up and down and dealt with some injury concerns. And so, after that, there's just, we don't have Taki to lean back on. I think Tony Fields is still here. Is that right?
I think so. I have to look at the depth chart. I think he is still here.
Right.
But
Yeah, so
still,
guys like that.
Still, it's still kind of crapshoot there at linebacker. I want to see a little bit more solid. Like when we had Anthony Walker, when he was healthy, we had, you knew what you were getting out of it. We don't know what we're getting out of this linebacker room yet. And we know we're getting out of JOK, but, everything else is kind of questionable. Yep. Number 3 for me, Bri, is our running back room. Without Nick Chubb, I am very concerned about Ford, Foreman, Pierre Strong, especially after watching his first game, and we can't even get, I think after the first half or something, they only had like 3 yards rushing or some shit like that. Like it was not good. I need to see more out of that. That's one room that really concerns me because we still don't even know what Nick Chubb's going to be when he comes back, Bri. We don't know if he's going to be Batman, if he's going to be 80% of himself, if he's going to be 60% of himself. It's still kind of a crapshoot there. Do you have that with yours?
I didn't have. I thought of running back. I thought of that, but then I thought you're gonna, you have Nick Chubb, so he's going to be great. And after that, guys are backups. Mm-hmm. I don't think our backups are necessarily any better or any worse than other teams' backups. You have some veterans with Foreman and with Hines, and I feel like there's some good diversity there. But yeah, it's nothing you're going to get super excited about. It's not like we have Hunt and Chubb to where Chubb goes down, but we still have Hunt, and we're still good.
Chunt, it's Chunt.
Yep. And I mean, another thing that goes into that is bringing up our boy Bill Callahan. And when he was here, it didn't really, as long as you had a talented running back, the offensive line is going to open holes. And even if they're not very good, they're at least going to get 3-4 yards before they have to make somebody miss or drive through somebody. And right now we just don't know.
Yeah. Number 2 for me, Bri, after Amari Cooper, what do we have? That is number 2 for me. We got to figure out what Jerry Jeudy, Moore, everybody else is. That wide receiver room scares me, and it's scared me for a few years now, Bri. I'm pretty sure that's definitely on your list.
That's my number 3. Yep, I'm with you as well. Amari Cooper. And then after that, we got a lot of question marks. We've committed money to Jeudy. We've heard people sing the praise of Tillman, but we just need to see those guys do it more consistently. And same thing with Elijah Moore. At this point, we really don't have anybody that we can count on. I'm scared to death if something happens to Cooper because, it's really a below average room after that. So yeah, I'm not saying they're terrible, but we haven't seen it enough. Judy's kind of been a little injury prone throughout his career to this point. So yeah, it definitely causes me concern. Yeah, my number 3.
And now, so everybody knows we started. We are doing this without Deshaun Watson. All right, so this is how our
because everyone quarterback means so much. It's going to be everyone's number 1.
But Brian, my number 1, and after this week, it got really. I put an asterisk right beside my number 1, the offensive line. We have a lot of older players on the offensive line. We have a lot of injuries. I'm still concerned about depth. Now that we lost, Whippler for the season, we got Nick Harris back. Batonio's up there in age. Teller gets banged up. He was banged up so bad that last year they said that if they did win that game against Houston, probably wouldn't be able to play the next game. So, I mean, I am very – plus, right, new coach, new scheme, new everything. And also, we haven't seen our starting tackles in I don't know how long. It's been over almost a year since we've seen Conklin, right? It has been – almost a year again for Wills. I mean, are you confident about Hudson starting at left tackle? like this is where we're at right now with this offensive line. And everybody keeps saying, we got the best offensive line in the NFL. Right now, guys, kind of concerned. It's kind of sketchy right now. It's like we're on ice with rollerblades instead of ice skates. Like, I'm kind of concerned about it, Bri. What about you?
Yep, my number one as well. I made it a little more specific, and I said the offensive tackles. Middle of the line, I'm not super concerned with right now. I'm concerned staying healthy with Bitonio's age. You just don't know. I think getting Nick Harris back is really a huge positive to get that veteran presence, and then you just hope that that Zinter can mature and recover from his injury and be a decent backup. But even if he's terrible, you have Michael Dunn.
Yeah.
So he's at least solid. So I'm good with the middle three. It's the outside guys, and just because of just the impact that has. I know we're not going to talk quarterback, but just the impact that has on the quarterbacks. We're going to be going up against a lot of really good pass rushers.
Yes,
I don't have to tell many people about Pittsburgh and Baltimore, and even Cincinnati has Trey Hendrickson.
First week, Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons, yeah. James Hudson versus Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
You feel good about that?
Not really.
And you don't have Bill Callahan to scheme up stuff to where, hey, we can try to neutralize him. Because I think a lot of that has to do with, Dron Christian's success last year. And I can't even remember who some of the other tackles that we had to play. I guess Hudson, there was somebody else I'm trying to think of. But just, you had confidence in Bill Callahan. Like, hey, if he gets somebody in there who's halfway decent, he can get them going. And we don't have that this year. So, yeah, I'm pretty concerned with the offensive tackle position. Dwan Jones was a diamond in the rough. I'd hate to think what we'd be without him. And then the other two guys, I think they're decent. I think if they're healthy, I feel pretty good about that, but I just don't know when they're going to be healthy. And so if they are not healthy and we have issues at the tackle position, Deshaun Watson can never get comfortable back there. He's going to be scrambling around. He's going to be moving within the pocket. He's going to be getting out of the pocket, and that's when you take the big hits and, you get injured for a month or the rest of the season or something like that. So, yeah, I have major concerns there. As much as I don't fully trust Jed Wills, he's much better than some of the other tackles in the league and some of the other tackles that we have. At least he's good enough.
Yeah, I'd rather have good enough than not at all.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, that the not knowing part, and we still have almost a month, a little under a month now before our first game. So it's not like a dire need right now, but everything we hear about Conklin is he ain't going to be ready for week one, maybe by the end of September or something like that. And Wills is kind of a mystery, but every day that he's not out there, every day he's, MIA, you're like, well, can we really count on this guy in a couple weeks? And even if he does go out there, he might not be 100%, and less than 100% against Micah Parsons is going to be ugly.
No bueno. Yeah. What was the one that you had on your list that I didn't have?
My number 2, I didn't necessarily go with a specific room. So 3 was wide receivers, 1 was tackles, offensive tackles. 2 was just more consistency from the defense. I mean, on the road in particular.
Especially what was the one game? Was it LA that they just lit us up on the road?
LA, Denver.
Was West Coast. Yeah, it was like the whole West Coast. We got lit up on the West Coast. But as soon as we came home, it was like shut out.
Yeah. Even the Baltimore game, we gave up 30-some points with Baltimore's a good offense. And I think Deshaun might have had a pick 6 on the very first play. So I don't know if you can really pin that on the defense, but just, I still have that nasty taste in my mouth, as many people do, from the Houston game, and just seeing guys out of position, Houston getting wide open catches and runs for touchdowns and just making it look easy. And you're like, I thought we were supposed to be a good defense. And then you think, okay, maybe Houston's just really good. Maybe they are just like this juggernaut that nobody was prepared for. And then they go to Baltimore the next week and they put up like 7 points. You're like, okay, that's how a good defense is supposed to play.
Yeah.
A rookie quarterback and a rookie head coach. And we're like, what do we do? We thought we were a good defense, but we go on the road and we turn into one of the worst defenses in the league. So I can't explain it. It's just, I don't know why. I still don't know, but hopefully they get that fire in their belly for this year because, don't start reading your press clippings about you being an elite defense until you start doing what you do at home on the road. You're just an average middle of the road defense.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that one, Bri. I was kind of thinking of like further on down the road, like that's definitely also you got to factor in the whole Ken Dorsey thing with the new kind of revamped offense. That's kind of got to be in there too.
Sure.
But let's Bri, let's close out on the Browns right now. Let's get into our top three tonight because our top three tonight we're going to have some fun with because the Olympics are done. Comes back to LA in 4 years. So what is it? 2028? It comes to LA.
Yeah.
I got to do math. That's rough math in my head, Bri. So, but Bri, let me play the sounder. And on the other side, I want to know what your top three favorite Summer Olympic sports are. All right, Brian. So Summer Olympics are done. We tied China with the most golds. It was like 40 and 40, I think it was. We took the tiebreaker with all the silvers and everything else. But Brian, what are your top three favorite Summer Olympic sports that you like to watch?
Okay, we got my number three is in the track and field, and it is the men's 100, just because
fastest man alive.
Right, fastest man. Who is the fastest? Period. I mean, maybe not endurance wise, but just who can get that top speed up, and it's so quick, and it's so cool to watch. And like this year, it came down to thousands of seconds or something like that, and just I grew up. Well, it wasn't that long ago where Usain Bolt was just making headlines and just must-see TV.
Oh yeah, and nobody even touched him.
Oh yeah, I think he set a world record. Was he 9.55 or something like ridiculous?
Yeah,
and we've had. I think Noah Lyles this year was an American. Justin Gatlin, I feel like it was pretty good going back. So we've had some pretty good Americans take part in that. So that's my number three. My number two, women's gymnastics. And it's something that you don't really think about, you don't hear about, you don't really care about for 4 years. But then once it comes in the summer games, it seems like the country really backs the team and you start to learn about these women, really girls. And Simone Biles has been like America's darling for the last 8 years or whatever. And, going back to Mary Lou Retton and Carrie Strug. And my brother and I were growing up, we had giant crushes on Dominique Mucciano. And I think she's like a Northeast Ohio girl now. So
I think so. But yeah, I agree because I had a crush on her too.
Yeah, like mid-90s. Like everyone's just, all the little boys out there falling in love with these girls. And very cool to see that. And it's something that we can all get behind at least every 4 years. So that's my number two. My number one, I try not to go with it, but it's just men's basketball. It's just fun to watch. It's people that we know going into it already. So, it's something cool about everybody setting all the rivalries aside and any ill will that they have against each other. And it's just like the best of the best. And really, it's not like, even though we're by far the most talented team, it's not like we just breeze by everybody. It's something about the international game, something about people playing together and playing as a team. like really levels the playing field because clearly we're by far the most talented of the bunch, but these other teams just play better as teams, and they're able to hang with us and give us a game. It's pretty cool.
All right, so I am glad all three of ours are different.
Good.
All right, so number 3 for me, bud. Synchronized diving. I don't know how they do it, how they get in sync. It is mind-boggling to me how they do it, but I love watching it because it's like you can tell if somebody's off by just a second. It is crazy. I don't know why I like it so much, but I watch it all. I think it's because I want to watch one person screw up and then the one person look over like, seriously, I said on 3. On 3. On 3. All right.
Oh, well, that would be terrible.
All right. Number 2, swimming. Watching the 100.
What? Give me one in particular.
I love the
event.
relay. I love the
Okay.
relay, the 4x100 or whatever relay. But then
Gotcha.
also like watching these guys go out there. Like Brian, they're swimming underneath like the breaststroke. They're underneath that pool for half of the second. And then they come up and they're beating world records. And I'm looking at this going, like, I can float on my back and do like the fatty swim just like this. Like, just watching how quick they can actually swim is just unreal to me. Unreal. And especially this year with a lot of young kids, like they had that young kid from Canada who was coming up, and just it was really fun to watch. And then my number 1, and Bri, it will always be my number 1 because I want to learn how to do it the way they do. Ping pong. Ping pong, table tennis is my number 1.
Ping pong's a sport? How long's that been going on for?
Hey, forever. Have you not
Really?
Have you not watched table tennis?
I've watched table tennis. I didn't know it's an Olympic sport, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't watch
I mean,
a ton of the
come on.
Olympics this year, but
Hey.
I believe you.
Bri, let's be honest. If I moved to Australia, I could win the silver in breakdancing.
I heard about it. Breaking. It's called breaking. They don't want to call it break
Oh,
dancing.
okay, I'm sorry. Breaking. Yeah,
Breaking.
that was a
And
great one.
trampoline. I've heard of. I've watched a
Trampoline,
little bit
yes.
of that 4 years ago. But
Have you watched?
Okay.
You had handball. You had the 3x3 or 3v3 with Jimmer Fredette.
oh man, I heard about that. I wish I would have watched. We should be dominating that too.
You would think so, but we had Jimmer Fredette.
Well, take the 3 guys that don't make the team. Take Kyrie Irving, take Jaylen Brown, and take a big man or something. Evan
Donovan.
Mobley.
Forget that. Take
No,
Donovan.
Take Donovan. Those guys would dominate. Yeah, how? I don't understand how, but I love Jimmer Fredette resurfacing.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of odd to me. So I wish I would have watched that. I heard about it, but he was a stud. So there was a Nintendo 64 game that was one of my favorites. We had so many hours. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Whoa.
Track and field for
Yes.
Nintendo 64.
Yes.
My brother, I think, might still have it and might still pull it out from time to time, but we would have like all-out wars.
Did you
on
guys
this
do
game,
the
and, like,
decathlon and everything?
oh yeah, well the swimming and the 100-meter dash, you're just mashing buttons as fast as you can,
2 fingers.
and it like we had to all agree to take a pause in between because we're just like running out of steam, and it was so much. I mean, I don't know if they still make summer games, Olympic games for PS5 and all the new systems nowadays, but some of the stuff, yeah, you just missed out on, and it was so much fun. I'd still play it today. Yeah, I'd still play it for hours today. If you get the right 4 people together and you get ultra competitive, you throw some money down on it and then bet on it. It was just such a blast. So anybody who has 64 and who's never played it, go out and try to find it.
Kind of like horse races at work.
Oh yeah. Well, Mario Party. We used to play Mario Party a ton growing up.
Mario Kart. 4-person
Mario Kart. GoldenEye was
yeah.
obviously like the first thing that you start
Brian?
playing.
That's what our top 3 is going to be next week, right there. Nostalgia video games that you used to play that we'd have fun. I'm writing it down right now.
Okay.
All right.
I might have
Top
just
3.
given my top 3 away right there.
That's not all your top three. We have
No,
more.
I'll rethink it.
All right. So, Bri, I gave you a trivia. I'm going to show the little video of Dory here, right there.
Everybody's got their little slice of heaven. Mine's in the Georgia pines.
Please go adopt her from City Dog Cleveland, or her or him. I don't even know. Bri, I asked you what the record was. You had 58 games after 6 innings leading. What's that record?
Okay, so I'll take you through it here. I wrote down, maybe it's not right, but I wrote down 39 saves for Clase.
Mm-hmm.
And then I figured maybe he has 3 wins on his own. So so now we're up to 42. And then I just guesstimated 4 more wins on top of that. So I came up with 46-12.
Bri, you are wrong. And this is how good this bullpen has been. They are 56-2 when leading after the 6th inning. 56-2.
56. So they've only lost 2 games the entire year when they had the lead after 6.
When they've had the lead after 6, they've only lost 2 games. So you wanted me to throw a stat and tell you how good this bullpen's been? If that stat doesn't do it for you, I don't know what stat does.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that's incredible.
56-2. How crazy is that?
Let's hope they get their stamina and they keep it going for another couple months and they don't burn themselves out. That's the only concern at this point, right?
And Gardo's win again tonight, 2-1.
Sweet. What are the Twins doing?
Clase got another save. Let's see here. Let me search for the Twins. Minnesota
Of course, this
Twins
will be null and void come
are
Thursday night.
beating Kansas City right now 8-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Well, at least they're taking out Kansas City for us.
Right.
So there we go. All right, Brian, we are here at the end of the show. Let's close it out with a good one. We want to thank our troops, first responders, for everything you do, especially the guys putting the electric back on here in Cleveland and Cleveland area. Can't thank you guys enough. Can't thank City Dogs Cleveland enough for what you guys do. Please go adopt a dog from City Dogs Cleveland. Harold Keel, Lake Area, PA. Go subscribe, like all of our channels, all that stuff at Ham Illegal. And Bri, God bless them.
Yep. God bless you. God bless America.
We are Legal Ham to the Face. We're definitely uncorked, unloaded. We're out. We'll see you guys next week.